Yo, what's up, Pom Force? Welcome back to another video. Today we will have another look at guild points. We will briefly go over what they are for before having a look at how they can be obtained and how to grind them in the most efficient way. Before we go into it, I just want to let you know that I stream on Twitch 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. till 7 p.m. Central European time. The link is in the description down below, so make sure to follow me over there. And if you have any questions or if I forgot anything in this video, make sure to join a stream and let me know in chat. If you've played Legends for a while, you probably already know that there's a guild system in place. Guilds are groups of people that try to beat, well, other guilds or other groups of people in obtaining the most points. Whichever guild makes the most points wins the guild season, and each guild season lasts 1 week, with the exception of special events. And at the end of each season, you can obtain guild coins, which you can exchange for multi-Z power, energy, skip tickets, slot removers, and other things in the exchange shop. The more guild points you collect, the better your rewards at the end of the season. So how can you get guild points, you ask? Well, mainly by playing the game, obviously. There are 3 categories, but some give more points than others. So let's go through each of them one by one, and then at the end have a look at which one makes the most profound impact. The 3 different categories for guild points are active points, battle points, and collector points. Now, the active points are the easiest category of them all, because the only way to really get active points is by spending energy. You will get 250 active points per energy that you used, or 2,500 for a stamina bar in the old system, so for 10 energy. That is really the only way to do that, so we can move on to the second one. And the second category is battle points. Battle points are obtained by playing the online modes of the game, namely ranked PvP, co-op, and raids. In co-op and raids, you can increase your battle points further by playing with guild members, but we will get to that in a second. When playing ranked PvP, you will get no points if you lose a match. However, if you are winning, the formula is 320 plus 14 times rating points gained. That means if you were to win 100 rating points from a match, you would gain 320 plus 1,400 equals 1,720 guild points. Every once in a while, Legends has special raids events. Mostly they drop once a month. For the latest raid against Broly, you get 1,000 battle points for winning and another 100 if you played it with a guild member. Similarly, if you play co-op, you gain 400 battle points and an additional 40 for playing with a guild member. So it seems that Legends is rewarding you with an additional 10% for playing with a member of your own guild. You get this amount of points regardless of which stage you are playing in co-op. So if your aim is to increase guild points, play the beginner stage, because that is the fastest one and you can play that many more times than the hard ones. There's one thing to note about co-op though. The first 3 times a day, you get special rewards for playing co-op. On the advanced stage, you get an extra 100 dual coins, which are counted as medals. Playing with a randomly selected player using the search function, you gain another 20 coins, totally 60 dual coins a day extra. Since the dual coins are counted as medals, you gain 5 times the amount of collector points, which makes an extra 300 guild points when playing the first 3 matches a day with a random person. Playing them with a guild member would have only gained you 120 battle points, because you get 40 extra battle points per match, times 3 is 120. Since all guild points are weighted equally, it doesn't matter where they come from, so play the first 3 matches a day with a random person, bite the bullet, even though sometimes, it can be very annoying with them bringing level 1 units, wrong colors, but then switch to your guild buddies if you really want to grind. So play the first 3 stages with a random, and then if you really want to grind, play the beginner stage with a guild member. Now that we've covered the battle points, let's move on to the last and arguably the most complex category, which is collector points. Collector points are given out for everything that is considered a medal, as well as some sort of Z power. One of the biggest contributors to your collector points are adventures. Every single snowman, rice cake, or sausage is counted as 1 medal. You get 5 collector points for each medal that you collect, so doing your adventures regularly will help you gain a significant amount of points without even playing the game too much. Depending on the amount of adventure slots and which adventures you are using, you can gain anywhere from 200,000 to over 400,000 collector's points per day. That means that if you never miss an adventure reset, you can make around 3 million points per season from adventures alone. With all the recent changes, resetting adventures is a matter of seconds, granted that you have enough adventures in your job request list. So whenever you get that notification, just log in, move to the adventure screen, click the reattempt button, and you can log back out and move on with your day. I have a whole video on adventures, which I will link in the card up here, and I'll put it in the description down below, so make sure to check that out if you want to know more. Another way of racking up your collector points is farming medals from events like Legends Road. Each medal here will also count for 5 collector points, so make sure you bring boost characters to maximize your output per energy used, and do the daily stages with boosted rewards that these events now have. Another huge factor that I forgot in my old guide, which is also what kind of led me to make this one, is Ultra Space Time Rush. Now the rush resets every 2 weeks except for special exceptions, for example when they added the Gohan Multi Z Power or Awakening Z Power to the shop. So you need to agree as a guild when to farm it collectively in order to beat the other guild, or just to maintain a certain spot in your ranking, if you're competitive that is. You can choose to have everyone hold off for a week and then go against the cycle and try to gain an advantage over the other guilds that are maybe less patient and just do the rush right when it comes out. The reason UST rush is such a factor is the amount of rush medals that you get. You see a pattern yet? Medals and stuff? Right. Rush medals give you 5 times the amount of points again. UST rush gives a total of 65,500 medals from the rewards plus an additional 10 medals per stage cleared. We have 26 stages, so that's a total of 65,760 medals, or 328,800 guild points every 2 weeks. As I already mentioned, the dual coins also count as medals and give you 5 collector's points each. That is why I said it's more beneficial to your guild to bite the bullet and play 3 co-op matches on the advanced stage with a random person, as it results in more additional collector's points than the battle points you would have gained with a guild member. After this, move on to the beginner stage, as the medal drops are so minuscule anyways that they really are outweighed by the battle points. The current Courageous Battle medal from the New Year's raid against Broly do not count towards your guild points. On regular rushes or raids that drop dual coins, however, you gain points for the dual coins that you drop. The last thing that you get collector points for are summons. Now we've all seen Goresh and his crazy 16+ million score on the 2-week New Year's guild season, and that came mainly from summoning and having maxed out characters. Summons can give you points in 2 different ways. One, if you're already pulling a character that is maxed out and you gain Z medals. Can you guess it? Right. You get 5 points for each Z medal. So a Sparking gets you 3,000 collector's points, 600 times 5. An Extreme will get you 250 times 5 equals 1,250 collector's points, and a Hero will give you 500 because it's 100 times 5, right? Non-maxed out characters, Z power is counted as is. So if you get a Sparking, you get 600 collector points, as it's 600 Z power. Extremes will gain you 250, and in the same way, Heroes will give you 100. Now let's take the multi on the screen right here to make it more tangible. We put 6 already maxed out hero units. That is 600 times 5 equals 3,000 collector points. The maxed out Extreme Cooler adds another 250 times 5, so 1,250 points to our tally. We got 2 times 600 equals 1,200 points for LF Piccolo and Majin Vegeta, and we get 100 for Hero Videl. That makes a total of 5,560 collector points for this multi. One thing I believe was not present when I made the old guide was the Zenkai system. Zenkais count as summons, especially if you summon for them obviously, and the Awakening Z power also increases your collector points. Per Awakening Z power you gain 52 collector points, and to calculate this I did a multi on the Zenkai Vegeta banner when I didn't have a max, so you can see that over here. My collector points before were 6,221,739. The score afterwards was 6,268,019, making the difference 46,280 collector points. Now let's have a look at that multi. We gained 7 times 70 and 3 times 100 Awakening Z power, which is a total of 790. Adding the bonus 100 you get per multi makes a total of 890. 46,280 points collected divided by 890 Z power comes out at 52 collector points per Awakening Z power. This also applies to farmable Awakening Z power for free characters, such as the Extreme Zenkais or Legends Road Zenkais. If you still have your Zenkais to farm and don't necessarily care about them, so I don't know, you don't want to really play with the Zenkai Extreme Nappa, for example, you can tactically grind them up in a season where you need some extra point to beat that other guild. Now that we went over all the categories, let's have a look at the most important things you should do in order to increase your guild points. You probably already have a hunch, and yeah, the adventures are by far the biggest factor for this. If you manage to do 1 hour adventures during the day for 12 rotations and add a 7-hour rotations when you're asleep, you will gain over 400,000 points per day. That comes out at 2.8 million points for 1 season, and even the daily amount of points is more than the entirety of UST Rush gives you, and that only comes out every 2 weeks. Do your adventures regularly, and you should never have a problem making some guilds' minimum requirements. Resetting them, granted that you have enough job requests, takes a mere seconds, and you can log back out and move on with your day. Even doing 3 or 7-hour rotations still gains you a minimum of 200,000 points every day, or 1.4 million every season or every week. And even that is the minimum for most guilds. Next thing I would say are free Zenkai grinds. And that is because they give you tons of collector points for the Awakening Z power, as well as active points for using the energy to grind them. Third on my list are summons. It doesn't matter if these are made with tickets or crystals, because Z power and Z medals are what count. So make sure that if you want to keep some tickets away for a rainy day, and if your guild needs a couple of points, you can just summon a bunch of Masters Pack tickets at once, for example. Ultra Spacetime Rush makes the 4th place in my list, mostly because it only comes out every 2 days and it's about 328,000 points. In front of PvP, co-op, and then just spending energies. So that is how you rack up a ton of guild points, but first and foremost, and I say this in the words of my buddy Grim, don't be lazy, you bums. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and again, check out the description, join my Discord, and follow me on Twitch. I will see you all in the next one. Hope you're safe. Have a good rest of your day. Pump Force, disassemble. Bye, everybody.